Let's stick with the hockey here. The Carolina Hurricanes last night dispatched of the Rangers in 3 straight. James Reimer got the start in net for Game 3 on Toronto ice last night. He locked it down with his cohorts. Breaking news, in case you forgot, the Hurricanes are a damn good hockey team, and they are going forward to round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. James Reimer joins us live right here on Tim and Sid. James, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Hey, guys. Not too bad. Thanks for having me on.
Did you... So in this weird world you're in, did you guys all celebrate by going back to your rooms last night? Like, how does that work in a quarantine bubble? Like, how was the celebration like for the Canes?
Yeah, pretty much just everyone back in their rooms and keeping to themselves. Yeah, no, I was. We have a couple of restaurants here in the bubble that we can all go to and stuff. So we all went out last night and to one of the restaurants and celebrated as a team, had some good times and. Good. And enjoyed it.
Congrats on the win, first off. But what's it like to get your first playoff start in 7 years and win it to clinch a series?
Yeah, fun. I mean, it's been a while since I started a game in the playoffs, and I got into one in San Jose, obviously, but I was only halfway through, and so first start in a while, and it was good. I mean. Lucky to be a part of this team. Obviously, like you said off the top, it's we have a pretty good squad, and we were able to squeak one out last night. So it was fun to be a part of.
James Reimer of the Carolina Hurricanes here on Tim and Sid. James, that sequence around your crease last night in that one moment where I felt like everyone on the ice wearing skates, wearing white, made a save with you. It was just, I felt like that kind of, does that sum up the club you're on right now?
Yeah, it's I know. I mean, we got a great group of guys, and we care about each other. We got a lot of character, and try and have each other's back. And so, I think that little flurry kind of summed it up. Guys are flying all over the place, making saves and doing what you can to win the game. So, it was a wild sequence and fun in the end when the puck didn't go in the net.
Winning goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes last night, James Reimer, joining us here on Tim and Sid. I know it was back-to-backs, but it doesn't happen often where a goalie wins the first 2 games of a series and the coach goes to the other guy. Were you surprised that you got the call?
Yes and no. So, he had let me know earlier that I was probably getting in and but after game 2, you know how things go, especially in the playoffs. Sometimes you don't want to mess with the lineup and stuff like that. And so, I wasn't quite sure, but they confirmed it after game 2 that was status quo. And so, I was prepared, I was ready and I was ready to go. And so you just, you want to step in and do what you can. And so, lucky enough, we had what it took. I mean, obviously the Rangers, threw everything at us. Obviously, facing a team that's on the brink, they're going to be desperate. And so, you just go out there trying to weather the storm and then get to your game.
We saw a video from the Carolina Hurricanes Twitter account of the group giving you kind of the round of applause and Coach Rod Brindamore kind of pointing to you. What's it feel like when you're in that room and the boys kind of give? I mean, it could have gone a different way. The first shot on goal goes in net, and then you just stop the next 37. Like, what does it feel like when you're sitting there and a bunch of pros give you a round of applause?
Yeah, I mean, as a goalie, I mean, your whole life, your whole career, whatever, you're a last line of defense, right? That's the whole part of being a goalie. When guys make mistakes, you're there to try and cover it up. So you get the glory and you get the opposite. And so, it's just good. I mean, to me, it's more of, so many guys, sacrificed and battled and blocked shots and competed, and so, as a goalie, sometimes you get the light shone on you and that's great, but, and that's fun. But I mean, especially with this team, I mean, everyone's pulling for each other And when someone makes a great play, I mean, all 20, in this case, 25 guys are jumping on the bandwagon. That guy's biggest fan. So, I think it just speaks more to the culture we have, and we're just, a bunch of guys just rooting for each other.
James Reimer of the Carolina Hurricanes, 37 saves last night in sweeping the New York Rangers in their Stanley Cup qualifier. James, kind enough to join us here on Tim and Sid. Did it just because of your history, James? And I know, whether you know this or not, or whether we care about this or not, you seem to be one of the most beloved former Leafs out there, especially on social media. Like, I find whenever James Reimer's name comes up, there is a section of the fan base in the city that still looks fondly just upon you as a professional and the type of person you are. Did it mean anything to have that kind of night in Toronto?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, obviously, I really enjoyed my time here, and I was drafted here, and so many memories, and it'll always be a special place. I mean, this is where it all started, and so, although it's a neutral site game, and there's no fans and whatnot, but there's definitely still some nostalgia in the rink, and still in the city itself. It's obviously familiar. Spent a lot of years here, so anytime you can advance to the next round, doesn't matter what round or what city you're in. It's special and it's a fun night, but it is a little more special when it's in a city where you have so many members.
James Reimer of the Carolina Hurricanes here on Tim and Sid. There was another video that the Canes Twitter account threw out there, James. And I mean, obviously you guys are in a bubble and it's tough. And the longer you go, obviously it means a good thing for your franchise, but it's going to be the longer away from family. And we know what family means to you. And the video was of the organization piecing together greetings from family members of the players. And you guys seemed like you didn't know it was coming. And I encourage anyone to see it, and we'll throw it up at the Tim and Sid social media account. What was that moment like, just to see everyone in this environment?
Yeah, no, it was real special. It's I mean, like, you play for the jersey, for your teammates, for your city. That's obviously the overt people that you play for, that get all the, all the glory per se, right? But obviously where it all started is the most specially, it's your family and friends back home. It's your wife, it's your kids, that's, those are the people that sacrifice the most for you. And those are the people that are in your inner circle. And when it comes down to it, that's, you can't do what you do if it's not for those people. And so, to have that little presentation before the playoffs started was special, and special too. Obviously, seeing your own family do something for you, but even seeing the other guys and the relationships, you can see they have with their families, and so it was pretty special.
It was special to watch, James. Time not our friend, but again, congratulations to you on last night and the guys. All the best going forward, and we appreciate the time. Thank you.